I come from a place, my grandparents had a vegetable garden and I was close to nature there. It's only when I came to Barcelona I realized the potential. First, that Barcelona has a lot of spaces that are empty. What a waste, you know, because 67% of the Barcelona rooftops are empty spaces. And I was thinking, well, Barcelona doesn't have much green, there is not enough green.
The government of Catalonia has declared a drought emergency. Reservoirs have fallen below 16% capacity due to a shortage of rainfall and water flow from rivers over the past 3 years.
Since fall, it's just declining, and now we have about 5% of water remaining in the reservoir, which is a very dramatic situation. Summer 2022 was already showing signs of like a low water level, and then after a summer that was very dry, everything went down and collapsed because just there were no precipitation.
So this is the wall in the Pride Info Center where we show the history of the Pride, and you can see.
I spoke with Marco at Pride headquarters, located in the centre of the city, to ask about the significance of the win and about the history of Pride and what being a member of the LGBT+ community was like before.
When I was a kid, it was common, you know, and you didn't have, it was very common to be shoved on the street and to be, you know, degraded in public. Nowadays, it's not that common. We have more queer youth, and with social media, everything changed. You know, you have exposure to something. When I was growing up, I had zero public personalities in Serbia that were LGBT+, zero. But still, equal representation is very low, and public debate is also very low. Public support for our community is very low, but the biggest problem is that understanding of our problems is, I think, practically non-existent.
And now I came to my first small breakdowns because I realized that I get really attached because I work a lot with the elderly, especially now, and I visit the same people regularly. The first deaths are happening also, like we come and then oh yeah, she's not there yet. And the last time, like on the dementia ward, I had what I thought was a breakthrough that we really connected. I really got a reaction from late stage dementia, and next time I come, you know, she's gone.
Of all the charities to start, why a clown, why a laughter one?
Why a clown? Because he's the archetype. The clown, the buffoon, the jester, the fool, they're all familiar to each other. So all these characters all have the same origin, which is the need for people to enjoy as well.
Because that's what we do. We always go at the very end to see people with a certain need of, we say, in need of joy.
The area stretching along Italy's longest river, the Po, has one of the worst air pollution levels in Europe. Major cities like Milan, Turin, Cremona and Modena have all recorded high amounts of air pollutants in the atmosphere. Nitrous dioxide, ozone and inhalable particle matter, PM, especially PM 2.5 and PM 10, are among the more harmful products in the atmosphere, mainly coming from sources of industry, traffic and indoor heating. Here are images taken by the European Space Agency in January of the visible pollution in the Po Valley region. The region also suffers from its geography. With the Alps to the north and the Apennine mountain ranges to the south, a bowl-like effect is created that traps emissions. Jenis has invited me to his hometown of Moya, around 60 kilometers outside of Barcelona, to observe traditional Corpus Christi celebrations. As the band which Jenis leads practice their traditional Catalan tunes, a walk around town reveals the symbols and graffiti of an independence movement that never became a reality, with many older Catalans believing it won't happen in their lifetime. Now the focus is on preserving Catalan culture and keeping the traditions alive within future generations.
Every year we the culture is losing young people, and the young people is who has to continue it. So I think that it's very important.
Belarus ranked 153rd in the Economist Democracy Index. So what does an election mean for one of the least democratic countries in the world? In late February, Belarus held its parliamentary elections, which to some has been criticised as little more than a political show for a country that lost democracy under President Lukashenko, with opposition leader Svetlana Tikhanovskaya calling for a boycott of the elections altogether.
We've never treated local elections as like something to participate in. No one ever actually cared about the elections, and no one should care now, because it's not democratic, it is better not to go to vote, actually.
Since the 2020 presidential elections, which saw the largest anti-government protests in Belarusian history, there's been a severe crackdown on political activists and repression of political rights. According to Human Rights Centre Vyasna, there are over 1,400 people considered political prisoners in Belarus, with many others leaving the country to escape imprisonment or a second arrest.